Good afternoon, Tasmania.
Oh, hello, Tasmania. How are you all going?
In light of the news that it seems like Pauline Hanson is now very close to the official opposition leader of Australia, I'd like to congratulate Pauline on a life of hard-fought political whatever. And on the mainland of Australia, I'd like to put my full support behind her. Unfortunately, due to a constitutional situation to do with British subjects circa 1840, we're going to have to evict her daughter from Tasmania. Can we all, as Tasmanians now, can we all form a line across, starting from Port Arthur, and just walk northwards until she gets to Devonport safely? I don't want any harassment or anything like this, right? You can give her $333, okay, and a machete. And Pauline, if you could arrange her to be picked up in Victoria and driven up to wherever you are, maybe. And then we will have rid Tasmania of all the scurvy Australian absolute convict scum. I hope I've made that clear, that this is the way we've always done business in Tasmania. You know, obviously it wasn't money, because there was no need for money on the mainland of Australia, but they were given machetes, and they were given, I think, salt, barley grain, and some wheat as well. And they did what they did with it, I guess. And now that's, but yeah. So if Pauline Hanson is going to be the opposition leader of mainland Australia, it's going to take ages to get all this around her head. She's going to need her daughter with her, and so we need to rid the island of this. Just quickly to welcome very shortly the Princess of Wales, I believe, is going to make a visit, and also the Queen of Denmark is going to make a visit. And so we need to also remove all Australian flags from the entirety of the island, all the islands of Tasmania, and replace them now with a Union Jack. You can also keep that pride flag going, as long as there is the acknowledgement that flag was used for a horrific campaign of child mutilation and enslavement into a pharmaceutical cult, which makes the outward projection from Tasmania to the world's people. It makes what the British or whoever did to the Aboriginal people look like what's his name, Sewell, disrupting a I don't know, an Aboriginal campaign in the city. So do you get what I mean? So there needs to be all these things. If you want to remove our statues and all this stuff down in Tasmania, Anna Reynolds, we need you to make a full and transparent statement about what the flag that you've insisted flies above the town hall or wherever it is in Hobart has actually led to. Perhaps that wasn't in alignment with what you thought it was when you look into your crystal rainbow leprechaun ball. I don't know. I don't know whether you are needed back down in the depths, whether you need to attempt to steal the voices from any other princesses, or whether I don't know. I'd suggest maybe you head back to Queensland as well. Basically, there is going to be an complete eradication of of Queenslanders in Tasmania so that we can welcome the future Queen of England and the current Queen of Denmark. Okay? And so every Queenslander currently living in Tasmania will be given $333 to cover them for the inconvenience. And they will also be given a machete. Now, Bob Katter insisted that we give them a Kalashnikov with 300 rounds of ammunition, and I said, bugger you. I said, bugger you. You fucking old Lebanese prick. You can shut the fuck up and you can take what you're fucking given. I said it exactly like that. And he said, oh, Bob fucking punch blokes in the... And I went, shut the fuck up, Bob Katter. Shut the fuck up. And stay in Queensland, you mug. Oh my God, I've just gotten so flustered over here in Western Australia. They're right what they say. It's the Wild West, and it sends a little Tasmanian girl just absolutely round the twist, especially when she's attempted to be genocided over here by these fucking Nazi backwards cowboy fucking yeehaw fucking mining executives and West Australians. And let me just tell you that I am this close to applying the same conditions to the Queenslanders in Tasmania as I am to the West Australians, but I'm just waiting a little moment to see how the West Australian community reflects this current situation. Okay, so I'd also like to establish the fact that in all schools we are going to switch to the national anthem of Great Britain, which is God Save the King. And there will be a mandatory 3 p.m. tea break re-established to all locations. I know that the current Lord Mayor of Hobart is fond of the old booze, but we're just going to have tea, okay? So there will be tea and light refreshments supplied at 3 p.m. by all employers. And like, this is mandatory. This is like, you have to stop for tea to make sure that you're not, raising the flag of a fucking hideous witch doctor fucking global cult. And as long as, that's what this, I blame the coffee. More than the coffee, I blame all the Red Bull and things like that. Merlin. No, he's shunning you all as well. He's shunning all the Queenslanders in Tasmania, and he's saying, "How dare you? How dare you?" We're trying to. We obviously have a lot to come to. We have a lot of history on our own. We don't need a bunch of fucking genocidal fucking yeehaw cowboy Queenslanders to disrupt the delicate balance of our pristine ecosystem and our pristine civilized societal arrangement. And this is why there is a complete divide now. Tasmania, as of this day last year, was declared independent. And so this is our first Independence Day. And this is what we do with it. We've got to send a clear message. If Donald Trump is going to do all these things and have, change the Gulf of Mexico it's like, well, little old Tasmania, we have to kick all the Queenslanders out, and we have to show the rest of mainland Australia what we mean when we say that. We are going to walk from the bottom, and if we find a Queenslander anywhere on that fucking island, right, they will be sent with $333 and a machete up to Queensland to go and disrupt the fucking cane toads. because that is really what we're talking about. My family particularly, we have a very harmonious, like hard and fast, absolute guaranteed reputation of Tasmanian stability. Whereas Queenslanders, they've got a whole lot of bullshit. So you cannot move cane-toed Queensland scum down to the delicate island of Tasmania. And it seems as well you can't move Tasmanians over to Western Australia. Maybe one day in the future, right, there will be a more open system of immigration, things like that. But while these historic and, adapted sociological and environmental phenomenon continue on, we're going to have to get back to state of origin kind of bullshit. And I mean state of origin. I mean state of, the longest state, Southern Hemisphere type bullshit, okay? And this will actually sort out a lot of things, because then we'll realize there's a bunch of people who live in Canberra, and no one lives in Canberra, telling everyone else what to do, of an absolutely out of control, rampant fucking like multi-dimensional, multi-ethnic, multi-religious civil war in a place that we've only just fucking found. Okay? There needs to be open dialogue about these types of things. If we can't sort out, as Tasmanians, to get all the Queenslanders out, how are we going to sort out anything else? You know what I mean? And in that, as a Tasmanian, representative, whatever that's worth in the future on the mainland politics, I will put my, all support towards Pauline Hanson, especially once I know that she has experienced a deportation directly in her own family. I think everyone can fucking understand that. Like, how's Pauline going to say she's going to deport all these people? Malcolm fucking whatever he's going to say, we're going to deport all these people, right? And she's sending her fucking devil progeny down to Tasmania. I don't think so, Pauline. Okay? Your daughter can fuck right back up to fucking Queensland. Respectfully. And then I will support you, because then I'll know that you know what it's like to be thrown from your fucking homeland and cast off back to a violent fucking degenerate fucking shithole where fucking senators wave Kalashnikovs in the air and brag about how they exchanged their decision to buy a pair of socks for 300 rounds of fucking ammunition. And yet the whole country, when they think of a mass slaughter of people, they think of Port Arthur. And I can assure you that Port Arthur was a place of absolute fucking wonder. It was a place of control, gentle whatever, and assisting the entire empire by restricting the most psychotic, the most deranged people down to one little place. And since we're used to doing that, well, I guess we're going to continue to offer that service as a British, wholly owned British colony in the Southern Hemisphere that has absolutely no attachment to the mainland of Australia, nor its federal government, nor any of its fucking anything else. And we will offer assistance to this out of control, rampant dog's breakfast of a fucking mess to bring it back to order, because we are responsible for all the British subjects that are here of recent times and of historic times. I think that's about it. I've got to go find the lid now. Bye.